Welcome everybody to multidimensional healing, transforming anger by nurturing the heart. Or I wish I would have phrased it differently. Nurturing the heart and transforming anger. So the first thing I want to do is just bring in love. I told you in the beginning, I loved you. You're in a space of love. But I want to really, and usually we end with love. And so at the end, you'll probably be really relaxed in a state of relaxation. But I want to start with love. I want to start with the kind of unconditional love that is really, poets tried to describe it. It's really only experienced in states of meditation. To me, the closest thing is maybe the awe and beauty when you're looking at, I don't know, what is your specific pull towards nature? Is it, for me, it's sunrise, sunset. It could be a bumblebee and a flower. It could be, the smell of grass. It could be the laughter of a child. What is it in nature? Rain, soft rain. That really elicits awe and wonder. To me, awe and wonder is actually higher than love because vibrationally, because it brings in the aspect of innocence, right? Even though love is unconditional, it's full, is embodied, awe and wonder recalls that innocence of a child, that freshness. I have something that came in over the summer that I was taking a hot bath before we started, just to get prepared. And it came in called swan medicine. Swan medicine is, look at humanity right now. We are cygnets, right? Our ancient selves are starting to remember our mystical qualities, our magical beingness, our need to come together in community, our yearning for love, right? We can't externalize it. It's all found within. But a lot of women have self-doubt, they have self-esteem problems, they even don't love themselves because what's been projected onto women is an objectification. You are your body. You are your role, right? We all grew up in a hierarchical society that says, what do you do for a living? Matriarchal cultures say, who are you in your soul? What makes you cry? What makes you happy? What brings you joy? What inspires you to dance or create? You are your community. So let's bring in that sense of love right now, that sense of awe and wonder at the full embodiedness of love. So, can you focus on a time and a place, a meditation, a sunrise, a sunset, maybe a relational experience where you, a piece of music, you go to the opera or orchestra or jazz, is there music that takes you out of your mind and body into that space where you can really only describe it as love? There we go. Thank you, thank you, thank you. We're being welcomed by all the deities of love. There's a lot of angelic forms here. There's a lot of moon energy is here. Of course, Father Sun, we've got master healers and goddess energy. Goddess energy, Kuan Yin. Oh, I work with Kuan Yin often. Kuan Yin is here. Welcome. We've got, of course, all the divine mothers. The great cosmic mother and Mother Earth. Thank you, her elementals. Thank you. So we're going to start by bringing this sense of love and physicalizing it. And we do it by chanting the sound of Om 3 times. I quieted your mics, I turned them off so you can do it on your end. We're going to be taking 3 deep breaths in, and on the out breath, elongate the sound of Om. Why do we do this? It massages the spine. Humming is a perfect cure for a spine that feels out of sorts. But in this case, we're intending it to really bring the sense of the divine into the body. See how you feel after we do this. Ready? Again, 3 deep breaths in, and on each of the out breaths, elongate the sound of Om. And if you want to do it as an audible, great, or you can just feel the vibration move in, around, and through you. Ready? First breath in. Second breath in. And the third breath in. Beautiful. Do you notice that depth of stillness that came into your physical system? Perhaps you did, perhaps you didn't. Let's do some grounding to ground this essence of love, and we're going to still keep this presence of love active as we ground, letting our hearts fill, building the coherence. And before we do this, I want to create an invocation, not an intention for this session, an invocation. Mother, Father, God, all that is, great cosmic Mother, Mother Earth, angels, elementals, your guides, your ancestors, your future self, your past self. May love arrive in this moment and all moments to come to nurture and bring peace and come close to those whose hearts are heavy, to those who are caught in waves of grief, fear, confusion right now in our beautiful Twin Cities and all over the globe. For those who cannot yet name what hurts. May we all be met exactly where we are. May the nervous system soften its vigilance. May the body remember safety even in small moments. May the mind be granted rest from all its relentless stories, and let love move as warmth, as a big hug into all the aches, to ease the pain and be a trusted companion. Let peace be a permission to pause, to feel, to release the need specifically that we have to hold everything together, right? May you be allowed to fall apart. And as you do, know that you are surrounded by an unseen steadiness that holds you just as you are, does not rush, does not push you forward, does not pull you back. May this unseen force bring in compassion to replace any self-judgments that we have, and tenderness replace urgency, quiet, come in as truth that you are loved beyond measure. You're safe and protected here and everywhere. And when the way forward feels clear, unclear as it often does as we do this kind of work and live in this kind of world, may love remain ever present and peace remain ever patient until all these turbulent moments pass. And they will. And so it is, so it is, so it is. And we take this invocation and we feel into our grounding cord at the base of our spine. And some of you who are new, what I'm going to do is create an updated high frequency grounding cord, because our grounding cord tends to be recalibrated to the times that you came onto the planet. And so the high frequency grounding cord will allow you to be in more of a flow of what is. And I think this is going to make a world of difference. Just this one little energetic. Yeah, some of you needed this. And so we update the grounding cord CORD to a grounding cord CHORD. This grounding cord obviously is more harmonious. What is harmony? It's a more fluent, coherent frequency. Yeah. Okay, so let's try it out, shall we? So put your awareness and focus on your lower half, right at your tailbone. And I'm going to invite you to extend it all the way down from the seat, the chair, the couch, the floor, into the sub-basement, into the top layers of frozen earth if you're in the Minneapolis area, or in the northern regions, all the way down through the various geological regions until I get to the molten core. And here there's a crystalline ball, or however you experience the heart of Gaia. Connect to her like you plugged in and replugged in your umbilical cord. There you go. Beautiful. For some of you, that reattachment is like, wow, I'm home. Because Earth Mother is your body. Your body is Earth. They are one and the same. They have ancient memories that they share together of lifetimes, where they were in synergy. They had a symbiotic relationship. I'm going to tell you this piece of news, which may be news to you, but humanity is hundreds of thousands of years old. And the part that is considered postmodern, this patriarchal society, 3 to 5% of world history. 3 to 5%. But we think it's all there is. No. So the course corrections have already started. As we see the turmoil and chaos, it's because it is calling our attention to what's out of balance. It is crying for us. Earth is crying because we are so disconnected from her, and from the waters, and from the sky, and from the birds and the animals, and from each other, right? We hate. We're so divided. And we divide each other. This thing called digital screens, they're flat and gray. They're not relational. And so our bodies seek to come back to relation. Indigenous cultures knew this. The ancient Native Americans here on this soil knew it. Takwe Oasin, all my relations. No, everything is a part of you. You are a part of everything. There we go. For some of you, your ancient connection to the earth is not very comfortable. Why? Because again, think of the split we had. You know, if you were magical back then, you were also, and this is hard for a lot of people to comprehend, but if we look at world history, and we are world history, and this is the bigger view, it's also the ascendant view. When we go down into our bodies as earth, we cannot bypass and leap over the darkness that is this thing called karmic earth. You know, unless you just want to ascend and then escape your body. But if you're going to be here on earth and you want to make a dent and you want to make a difference, you have to come into your body. Body needs to come back into the earth. We're one and the same. That is the true transformational work. It's ascension. It's taking the transcendency and bringing it into our bodies. reconnecting to the earth. But when we do that, we instantly hit up against any karma that says, oh, the way we separated holds trauma. I'm going to say something very controversial, but it's true. A lot of us, especially if we were magical, probably had black magic or did black magic or were part of covens that did horrible things because that was true the nature. We've had many lifetimes, and we've been in wars and religious wars and all sorts of things of cruelty. We participated in it, and we left natural balance, and there's trauma there, whether we were a perpetrator or whether it was done to us. The most biggest thing we resist is when we were perpetrators. That is the true work. If we can dive into that, and you know what the ultimate freedom from is, when you no longer have to hold the weight of that. You are fearless. Nothing on this earth plane can disturb you when you've gone into your darkness and seen, what you did in past lives and what was done to you in past lives, and you just cleanse it all by being with it and allowing it to teach you and show you that fear is just a series of beliefs and consequences that are stories. And if you're attached to them, it creates suffering. If you can learn to detach from them and start witnessing and seeing them as movies, your life becomes stabilized. Start to come into flow. There we go. Again, there was someone who was really resisting connecting to the planet. When you hear me talking and going off what seemingly are tangents, it's because there's deep work being done. Someone's tailbone needed to reconnect to the center of the earth, and there was some resistance, and I didn't want to point it out because it's like someone, if you say, oh, you have a problem, and then they focus on the problem, and it actually becomes a bigger problem because they're too focused on the problem. So instead, you were focused on my voice. There we go. I'm going to put some anchoring structures here. What are structures? You're going to probably hear me say them a couple times. Structures are, since we recognize we're dimensional and we're connected to everything and everything is connected to us, that's a pretty complex system. It's hard to describe, but it's very complex. And so when we have an intention, these structures pinpoint the way this intention is played out in your system, kind of like pins on a map or GPS. That's a better, you need to go from point A from point B. Here it's obviously much bigger. Here's the intention, and these structures are sticky notes or pinpoints. Say, here's how we're going to accomplish it in your dimensionality. There we go. And again, for some of you, this movement, just this movement, is huge because you want to be grounded. And we resist being grounded, especially if we're doing divine work and we have a divine fear of our own divinity. I can't even tell you how many women have that. And it's hidden and it's unconscious because lifetime's old. Lifetime's old. There we go. And now what we're going to do is breathe this natural sense of nurturing. We're going to breathe it into our bodies, especially our nervous system, but into the cells, into the bones, and something called the fascia, I'm sure you're aware of, which is your electromagnetic distribution center. And so we're going to breathe this nurturing other energy from Mother Earth up through the lower chakras, the subroot first chakra, which is considered the Earth Star, a couple feet below your feet. Now into your feet, into the biology, the biomagnetics of your body, your biofield, but also your physiology, your blood, your veins, your pathways, your organs, your energy bodies, but specifically your cells, your mitochondria, telomeres, into the blood, the oxygen in your blood, into the skeleton and your spine and the fascia. Go coming into your knees, thighs, pelvic, girdle, your bladder, your genitals, your tailbone. Beautiful. And following your energetic spine into your lower stomach and guts. A lot of women have grown fat around their bellies because it is self-protection. What's happening right now is patriarchy is collapsing. We're seeing it as ugliness arises, getting more dangerous. It's probably going to get worse before it gets better. It's like a caged animal, feeling like it's cornered. But it's arising so we can see that and see it clearly, because it's been happening for a long time now. And we can say that is not what we desire anymore. And so we have to come together to change it, because it's going to take all of us to change it. There is no out there. Congress, laws, UN, NATO, nothing out there. We are out there, because what's out there in leadership is not feminine power. When we come into our own, we can't be controlled. And our power will be immense. It's an empowerment. So coming into the guts, stomach, into the kidneys, liver, spleen, organs, all the way up into the sternum. And there's your heart. Oh, beautiful. It's floating into the wounds of your heart. The hurt, the worry, the heartbreak, the grief. Oh my goodness, the grief we have for people who are suffering at the hands of authority and domination, the loss we feel for humanity. There we go. Just holding the heart like a baby and rocking it. You are so loved. You are so safe. You are so protected. Coming into the shoulder blades now, and the shoulders and all those burdens you carry. You can take your hand right now on each shoulder and just wipe it off and shake it off. Hands on your shoulders. Wipe it off. Shake it off. Those burdens are perceptions. And now into the neck, the throat, the crown, the skull, stretching all the way up into the stars, past the moon, the sun, the next galaxy, and the sun there, and the sun. And what we're going to do is pull down this luminosity, this plasma energy. It's coming into your crown, and it's going to act like little signals of light. What we just created was a formula for your energetic physiology and biofield to hold the space for nurturing, especially the nervous system, the vagus nerve. And now we're going to pull in the lights, the switches, almost like the circuit boards of it, to the crown, the throat, down into the shoulders, hands, arms, palms, fingers, down into the heart, spiritual heart, the higher heart. There we go, lighting up your spiritual heart. Some of you, there's a lot of atrophy there because, we don't use our spiritual heart in this dense world. It's lighting up your spiritual heart and saying, hello, sister, I love you. And if you're a man, hello, brother, I love you. Thank you. And down into physical heart, the lungs, the sternum, again, all the fascia and tissue, your core, all the organs, down into your hips, legs, knees, feet, down all the way to the center of the earth, and the circuit's complete. If you know what a toroidal field is, the toroidal field is your energetic system, the way it expresses itself. Near the end of this session, you'll see a toroidal field on display. But for right now, just imagine it. It's connecting you to the flow of energy. It is your natural birthright, your origins. We're going to point this flow the briefest of times. Any disruption of anger has invaded our hearts, our minds, our spirits, our mental body, our emotions. Any external that has affected us internally. There we go. And for some of you, it's raw pain and hurt and empathy and overwhelm because it's all around us. You know, we want to help the children. We want to help the less fortunate. We want to help our neighbors, our loved ones, our pets, plants, the things that don't have voices, the waters that are being polluted, the air that is being filled with toxins, the trees that are burning in forest fires or being downed by floods, the animals that have gone extinct, that are going extinct. It is heartbreaking to know how many are lost because of us. That heartbreak is all there in your chest, in your bones, in the tension. So we're just asking that love to dissipate the anger, to reorient it. We're not denying it, it's there. We're embracing it, we're allowing it to come up to be seen. You may want to scream into a pillow, pound your fists. More than likely asleep, but if you're listening to the replay, do so. Stamp your feet, pound your chest, scream into a pillow. Or stand up and do what animals do and shake your entire body. Just shake your entire body out. As you do so, this energy is broken apart. And these parts are like shards of ice that are dissolving in the warmth of the tender love we brought in, we started with, that we pulled up from the earth and helped your body remember. We're specifically resetting your nervous system. And the amygdala. There we go. Amygdala is like your survival. It's like your reptilian brain. We also want to reset the vagus nerve. It's the distribution factory of your nervous system. Optimize the biochemistry, going to the endocrine system. And ultimately the cells, which are building blocks, how your system receives and creates responses for your nervous system to react, whether it's blood pressure, pupils enlarging, or muscles tightening, or just sheer exhaustion from holding on to too much for too long. There we go. Oh, there we go. Did you feel that shift? Because as we bring energy into these places, they almost want to tighten because they've been there so long, they're self-protective, right? They see something coming in to change it as the threat because it sees everything as the threat. There we go. So this may be something you want to replay again. Anytime you feel like you want nurturing, you want to ground your entire system in the universal grounding that we did. And then to kind of deplete, I'm going to let you name your emotion. We touched on anger, but anger is always networked. Always networked. There was hurt, there was pain. You heard me. I described various levels: loss, grief. Beautiful. And I'm going to do something that is truly multidimensional. Some call it quantum time jumping. I simplify it. So when we know we're in a focal point beyond space and time, which we are, we're in the sacred space as a group. Don't worry about how it's being done. It is. Your past, present, and future are all existing in this space as unaware potentials. And so we're going to bring in the version of you that's already done this work. Our anger is your friend. Right now, anger is a trigger. Anger as a friend is someone you know. Say, okay, yeah, anger, I know you're here, and I know what you do. You kind of get mad for a little bit, and then you know, like a baby. Look how a baby, for the most part, regulates itself. Screams when it's hungry or wet or uncomfortable. And then seconds later, it's laughing and giggling and smiling because it's thrown off the energy. It's transmuted it itself. Animals do this. You ever seen an animal do, like, well, cats in the middle of the night, they do zoomies, dogs will do zoomies, horses will shake or roll on the ground. They're shaking off the energy. We've forgotten. We wear shoes, we don't stand in the ground, we've forgotten how to shake it off. And there's just too much. So you may want to listen to this again. And when you do, you'll get more love and nurturing and build heart coherence, and we'll clear another pattern and transmute it. And this version of you has already done all that, right? Already done all that. And then everything related to it has been transformed and you've gained all your wisdom. So you know, like when you go to college and beginning of college, you're a completely different person than the end of college because of all the experiences. And that's what this is. This is the end of college where your nervous system is reset, your amygdala reset, the anger issue is completely resolved. And you hear me breathing for a little bit. And as it resolves itself, as we bring in this alternate version, it creates an overlay. It doesn't mean it's instantly transferable. It means you now have a map where you didn't before. So it'll be easier to navigate. And this blueprint we brought in, I call it an evolutionary blueprint. And what we just did there, I call universal timeline, because it's all timeline, because all possibilities exist. This evolutionary blueprint, so let me just feel into it for a moment. Yeah, stabilizing love. So stabilizing love is different. You know, it's not like humans love when we first meet someone and it's just all passion. Stabilizing love is a love that's always there. Like your best friend that loves you no matter what, that you can tell the worst secret to and will always cheer you and uplift you. The stabilizing love is who you are. It is a force to be reckoned with. Stabilizing love nurtures itself. Stabilizing love looks at anger and allows it to be because it knows it can't topple it. Your nervous system is regulated because stabilizing love is from a balanced physical system. Beautiful. So we're going to go about 5 minutes long, and we're going to take this time and bring in again the coherence of the stabilizing love. We started off just with love, with nurturing, with a little bit of awe and wonder, because to me it's actually higher frequency. But stabilizing love is assurance. It's always there. It's like Source or God or Divine or Mother Nature. They're always there. You know, that's why we don't ascend anywhere, because it's always there. Our awakened self is always there. We just need to remove the conditioned layers that prevent us from really knowing and living that, which is, again, a pretty big ask. But we're doing it. Thank you for that. Stabilizing love, we're going to bring in and ask it to integrate. Integrate in all space, all time, all realities, all dimensions, all realms, all fields. Interdimensionally, dimensionally, catching up, physicalizing. Beautiful. And as we integrate, we need to recognize the layers of our system. So first, we're just going to start with the brain consciousness. Different aspects of the brain, the pituitary, the pineal, HPA axis, prefrontal cortex, thank you, brainstem, and the nervous system, integrating the nervous system with this beautiful energy of stabilizing love as a baseline. Integrating the vagus nerve, integrating the chakras and the energy bodies. Oof. Especially the heart chakra and the root chakra for some of you. Yeah, there's still more work. This is something you may want to replay. When I went in to integrate the root chakra says there's still some survival fear there. Of course there is. Of course there is. Of course there is. We are humans, waking up to our divine spark, living on a karmic planet that holds all our human karma, all our law, consequences, cause and effect. Still there. Fantasy says, I'm going to pretend it's not. How's that working for you? There we go. And integrating the organs, specifically the kidneys, the liver, the physical heart. Spiritual heart isn't necessarily an organ, but I'm going to focus on it. Integrating the cellular consciousness, cellular function. There we go. Beautiful. Oh, and the fascia. Ooh, things just falling into place. We did a lot of work here today. Thank you for all the helpers we got. It seems like there's actually millions. You know, we called in a lot today. A lot of you have specific guides, but you know, we're giving a lot of physical help. So we have master physicians coming in, and they're minions of Not those minions of helpers. Beautiful. Integrating the karmic body, the genetics. Yeah. Ooh, I'm going to put in structures in the genetics. It's typically really dense and needs some help. Integrating. It's called the intelligence system. It's how the body talks to itself dimensionally, talks to the universe dimensionally. Life field, the sum of all your physical experiences. Degrading luminous egg, that's your dimensional scaffolding. And you think that you are, if you look at life as a tapestry, some say matrix, fine, but tapestry is more applicable because you're like not even just a thread, you're a pinpoint on a thread in the universe. And in that pinpoint, there is structure. It's called the luminous egg, and that luminous egg is like a pinpoint within the intersection of a thread. It's really fascinating, actually. It can get dented and misshapen by all sorts of lifetimes of events, circumstances. There we go. And now integrating anything else, the whole energetic system and all of consciousness. Beautiful. As it integrates, things just go click, 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 and they fall into place. Again, like puzzle pieces that we reshaped, took some out, and they're like, well, there's holes here. These don't fit together anymore, and you feel out of sorts, or you can't ground, or you're spacey, and now they're coming back together. And sometimes in the course of integration, you just get even more movement because your system recognizes, oh, as we integrate this, boom, that just makes a whole lot of sense. There we go. Bring in something called Deve therapy, which recognizes the huge psychological burden, and it's like a dimensional therapist. Oh, it's really doing some beautiful massage work on your psyche. We all need that right about now, don't we? Oh, yeah. Whew. Integrating anything else. The psyche, Deve therapy, the mental body, emotional. And now for the last few minutes, infinite grace is going to bring in again love. We started the nurturing love, marry it with the stabilizing love, to amplify and strengthen all the shifts, all the movements, the grounding, the lack of grounding, the resistance to grounding, and the body's receptivity to nurturing all aspects, the shift of anger, the bringing in of the new blueprint. Infinite grace is love. It is the unified field that we're all connected to, and that is connected to everything. This love says you're safe, you are protected. It's easily shareable. It's tender. It's forgiving. As things arise, as they certainly do when you do deep work, it just looks at it like forgiveness. And I'm going to tell you how easy it is. I had a beloved animal companion. Have you ever had an animal that you know you're so much more than an animal, right? I've been blessed with, well, 3. My cat, current cat, but Sasha was so special. And she came to me at a point in time when I really needed love. And she kept telling me, because it was a time when I was exploring animal communication, you know, everything you love about me. And I loved her with all my heart. She goes, everything you love about me is you. And I could not see it at the time. I could not receive it because of the wounding we all carry. And so when she passed over, and I wasn't there because I was on one of my many trips, and she came to me as I sat beneath the tree. No one could comfort me, and all I could do was sit in nature. And I was pouring out my heart to her about how many transgressions. Why wasn't I there? Why could I have done anything? Blah, 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 blah. And she just sent me the image. Are you done? And there was no need to say anything. This wash of forgiveness came over me. It wasn't said, it wasn't spoken, it just was. That's reorientation. That's how instantaneous it is. When you are in the space of coherence, and that coherence is balanced and in harmony with the collective, anything is possible. You are forgiven. Everything is forgiven. And through the eyes of forgiveness, we bring in compassion, compassion for ourselves, for others, for the world, for what's going on right now, because ultimately you cannot say what's going on out there is not your own. Because if you do, you are living in separation. It's automatically a patriarchal them versus us. Matriarchal is balanced. It says light and dark are part of the same whole. And this wholeness is all one. And so whatever anger and hate and violence and inhumanity is going on out there, it is yours to hold. And that's where compassion comes in. And so these people doing these things are so hurt and so disassociated and so lost that they are lashing out in anger. And it does not condone the behavior. It just brings in compassion and says, I understand. It reorients without words, like Sasha did for me. Instant forgiveness in just barely a breath, right? It washed over me. And to this day, when I talk about it, I'm getting choked up because this forgiveness is so palpable and it is there for you. It is here now. What is it you need to forgive? In others, in yourself? If that anger is still being held on to, it self-perpetuates, creates more, or it sustains itself within you. You're forgiven. You're loved. You're safe and protected. Beautiful. And as much as I want to stay in this gorgeous space, I'm going to bring in some awakening structures. And they're just as they sound. These patterns of anger and hurt and grief, they're like layers of clothing that are asleep. And awakening says, hey, psst, remember, you're really stabilized in love. It's all around you. It is all within you. It is you. Remember? And also diamond light crystals, which are high frequency crystals going in every aspect of your body to really support, augment, strengthen, and amplify these awakening structures. Angel Jophiel coming. I forget to mention, because she's just such a part of my groups, Angel Jophiel is my other. She's been with me since I was a child, and she's been in all the group healings and has become a force to be reckoned with. Angel Jophiel, her archetype is the illumination of beauty within. And so a lot of the things that are coming into your awareness are because of her. So what she's doing right now is she's dropping structures of this stabilized peace in all the darkened areas that are still existing, because again, we're learning how to embody, which means bring it into the physical body. Remember, to ascend, but also how to live it in the physical body in this world that is breaking down and collapsing. Beautiful little sparks. Embodied stability of stabilizing love. Thank you, Angel Jophiel. Thank you. And this is something I'll keep on giving, because you'll get into this space of darkness you didn't even know was there, and boom, there's a light. Hey, where did that light come from? Angel Jophiel. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. And as we end, I always sing a Sanskrit song that serves as a prayer. And the prayer translates into like a mantra or a mission. May we be led from untruth to truth, from darkness to light, from death to immortality. May there be freedom and peace on the earth, and may we be conduits. Om Asatoma Sakamaya Tamasoma Jyotirgamaya Yatramam Tramgamaya. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Loka Samasta Sukhino Bhavantu. Loka Samasta Sukhino Bhavantu. Loka Samasta Sukhino Bhavantu. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Om Shri Guryo Namaha. Hari Om. Bring it full circle. May love continue to nurture your heart now and all the moments to come. May peace settle in as patience, as forgiveness, nurturing, as resilience. Thank you for our time together. Thanking all the help we received from the myriad of angels, master healers of Mother Earth, and goddesses, and divine mothers, and of course, Angel Jophiel. Thank you. Thank you. Oh, thank you, the master healers and the master physicians who are doing a lot of physical work for some of you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. In the name of all things loving and good, lifting up and out of the space of grace again, bowing my head in gratitude and love. It is done. It is complete. So it is, so it is, so it is. Till we meet again, be loved.